Hi everybody, it's Paul. I'm here to announce the new Private Stock Graveyard Limited. I want to tell the story about where the name came from and what's with the wood. So we got a call that they'd found some trees on top of a mountain next to a graveyard, and the trees they think were, dated around 1883, 1884, because that's what the gravestones dates were. And they think the trees were, naturally replanted in the forest around the time that the graveyard happened. And so we had these trees that were 40 feet to the first limb, and when we cut into them, they had an iridescence to the wood that I hadn't seen since early in my career with this really iridescent Michigan maple. And I thought it was a subspecies of red maple, but I've come to the conclusion, because we've seen more of it since, that it's the age of the tree. And literally was 40 feet to the very first limb, and we cut 3 or 4 of these trees down around the graveyard, and the wood was extraordinary. And take a look as I move the guitar in the light as to what it looks like. It's got an iridescence to it that we kind of knew would happen when we first saw this wood, because we would wet the wood and it would be iridescent right there in its rough form. We did not double stain the wood, so as you move it, it changes color a tremendous amount, especially in a spotlight. When you have a single source of light, it just kind of explodes in this iridescent changing of color. And it's really old East Coast maple. We did a beautiful job, in my opinion, in terms of the color of the back of the guitar and the way that the really thin contour burst was done in this kind of a half cherry, half tobacco color. We also used curly mahogany, which we found in Guatemala, which is beautiful. And I think we've got one hell of a, not just beautiful guitar, but a musical instrument on our hands. We're releasing less than 100 of these in private stock, and I'm really pleased with it. It looks old and new and vintage and brand new all at the same time, and I'm happy with this guitar. We're releasing a little more than half of what we got. There are 80 of these that came out of the batch of about 140, 150 tops that we got. So we're releasing a bunch of it, and I think we've got a hell of an instrument here. There you go. I want one. Can I have this one? I really like this guitar. Bye, see ya.